Hey, what's good, everybody? Hope you guys are doing well. I'm gonna do a quick reading. You know, the blood moon energies or this lunar eclipse really, yeah, really hit me. So I've been really feeling all the energies. I'm gonna pull a few cards and yeah, I've been wanting to do this for the last couple of days, but I think I was processing all the things right. I just made a whole video on my podcast channel. I'm sure there's a link to the podcast if you scroll down or something. So just talking about my experiences, some of them, right? I know I was thinking of something else that I should have said, and I was like, man, I should have talked about that. But I'll make another video when I remember some more things. So, ooh, okay, I like that. So two cards came out. Hmm. Well, one was on top is Earth's core, sacred fire, beginnings. Oh, okay, wow, okay, that makes sense, right? Because that's literally what I was talking about, like ending a cycle, beginnings. Wow, that's beautiful, right? There was like even something with the underworld and heart, sacred fire, passion, right? So new beginnings and maybe following a passion, right? Heart. Mm. Let me read it real quick and then pull a few other cards and then yeah, just the overall message. So first begin 15. So that makes perfect sense. Uh-oh. Yeah, I think I accidentally hit the microphone. So hopefully you were able to hear me. Like I said, uh beginnings, right? So let me read this first. Earth's core, sacred fire beginnings. The minerals and cosmic material that originated in stars long ago continue to live on in the second sacred fire. That is the fire at the core of Mother Earth. It is this fire that creates and sustains life on our planet and is responsible for the Earth's magnetic field. The heat that consists within the second sacred fire contains the life giving blood of Mother Earth herself, which formed within the planet and created all that we see here today, and which arises in the form of magma and heat. Without the sacred fire at the center of our world, gravity, our atmosphere, and the infinite number of wonderful things that have happened because of its existence would not exist. This lifeblood that emanates into the world is expressed in all has come that has come into being on our planet. That has come into being on our planet. Through it, we see creation and its multitude of medium. Here, we can touch the land that was formed, gaze at the tops of mountains, and experience all life on this world. If you have drawn the Earth's core sacred fire today, you can be giving birth to a new project or beginning a new phase in your life. Now is the time to fully delve into the power of creation, take in all the wonders of Mother Earth, and marvel at your own significance. Breathe creativity into the new opportunities appearing in your life and allow that power to flow through your veins. Wow, that's beautiful. So I completely resonate with that. Like I said, I talked a little bit about that in my podcast. If you guys want to go check it out. Heart, sacred fire, passion, number 17. The light that burns within each of our hearts is the fourth sacred fire. The heart's sacred fire is a flame that was placed within the center of our being. The creator within us is uniquely expressed through our passions, by what inspires us, and through the fulfillment of our life's purpose. As we touch others' hearts and inspire through our individual expression of the divine, immense healing can take place. We witness this through creative expression in the form of masterpieces and the sage advice offered by those who remind us of our own sacredness, and through the fuel of unconditional love. The true emanation of spirit itself is the unconditional love that exists within each of the four sacred fires. The requirement to use good kindling is symbolic of the need for purity in our words and actions. This way, our movement through life adds positivity to the world around us. As we honor each sacred fire, we remember that we are all connected, that we all have a unique purpose that is meant to be expressed and shared. Without the sun, the Earth's core, and our ceremonies, our prayers would not be heard and true expression would not exist. If you have drawn the heart sacred fire card today, it may act as a reminder to focus on the flame within you. Perhaps there is a passion of yours that needs to be rekindled, some wisdom yet to be expressed, or a need to recognize that your unique perspective can help others. We fuel ourselves by honoring what sparks the light within our own hearts. Wow, that's beautiful. So yeah, if you need to listen to that again, feel free to rewind it. I resonated absolutely with that message. So let me pull a few tarot cards and then I'll close it out with the Jade Oracle. So yeah, let me know in the comments how everybody like even right now, I don't know, whatever energy I'm tapping into is strong. So I'm feeling something in the solar plexus. Yeah, so there's strong energy right now. For whoever's gonna resonate with this message, right? A little intense. So, and fire, I mean, two fire cards came out. So, really going after those new beginnings probably is what I'm getting, and a cycle completing, right? Yeah, I had, like I said, I said everything I needed to say about my little personal experiences in the video I just made. Not my little, but my personal experiences. And yeah, so okay, anything that wants to come out for the collective, you know, any mess. Oh, oh, flip right. Oh, wow. Four of Wands, sociedad, society, celebration, family, being happy, familia feliz y unida, a unified family. Wow. Solid. Return to home, reunion, success, right? Like miracles, stability, prosperity, peace, harmony, surprises, events, even a wedding, it says. Oh, Aries energy and the throat chakra. It says yes, interesting. Okay. So any other message that wants to come out? Obviously, the throat chakra is all about communication. Oof, that one is. Uh-oh. Wow, that's strange. That okay. Wow, so that's very strange, right? So one's peaceful, this, that, and the other one is conflict. Well, but it says enfrentamiento, so maybe the peace came after a conflict, or my gut lit up. So maybe the peace came after a conflict. That's what I'm getting. Maybe in order to have this peace, and both of them are throat chakra, see? So they're both five of wands, fire energy. That's funny, right? Conflict, competition, egos, see? And it's always about dropping the ego, right? The ego is like one of our worst, um, I don't know if you want to call it a friend, but worst things here, right? Violence, fights, disobedience, opposition, obstacles, judgment. And then restrictions, right? But this card, see my guts lighting up again. Solar plexus. What did I say about the solar plexus? Gemini. Feeling like your hands are tied, feeling cornered, feeling paralyzed, fear, crisis, anxiety, feeling punished. I got all the little, but it's all like, you know, it's very in your head kind of thing, right? Because I think I've heard that even this one explain. I don't know, because to me, these binds look, but I know, oh, yeah, yeah, no, okay. I see why they say that. They do look flimsy, right? Like one is hanging off the side of the hip and this and that. So It's not like when something's really just tied up and boom, right? It's like very like, you could wiggle out of it. So the illusion is there that you're tied up. See, I'm feeling all that in the solar plexus, and that's funny that this is a solar plexus about feeling tied up when you're really not, right? So let's see. Okay, clarify these things because I want to know. Look at judgment was under, and what did it talk about? A judgment. So maybe a judgment. I look at the crown chakra, and it says yes, a new life, job. I know the little guys are naked right here, so I don't want to show it, but influence, family, ability to forgive, awakening, doing what's right. And it's the card 20, right? Doing what's right. You know? So I don't know. That could go for whoever's watching this, or, you know, maybe you've been dealing with something and the judgment's gonna go in your favor, right? Like, you know, I think this lunar eclipse was about a lot of self-reflection, right? Letting the illusions break. So if you yourself were in an illusion, you oof, you let that, look at this. It's like hard work, right? Being acknowledged for your hard work, which I definitely this resonates for sure. New job, creating a business, perfection and perfecting that, discipline, you know, feeling addicted to your job, which, it's not bad. It's just or maybe you've been in this and again the solar plexus, right? Having confidence, you know, uh good results, right? And good results and rewards, right? So let me know if it resonates. Mm, okay. Let's pull one more. Got a little tightness in my. So I don't know. Maybe, yeah, if you've been working too hard, then, you know, take a little break, right? It's okay, right? I thought, because I thought a little like, obviously if you overwork yourself, you're gonna feel tense, you're gonna feel tight. See? And look at this is someone holding on to their money, right? Like, right? So I gotta learn what those words. Materialism, right? Obviously, you're saving up for something, control, possessiveness, and then there's past things, right? So all this stuff got tight. See, now my whole shoulders feel tight right now. So whoever's like overly focused on money, like maybe that's part of yeah, because this the whole eclipse should have been an opportunity for, someone's really focused on money. There's nothing wrong with the hard work, obviously, right? You probably have already begun to see the results of it. I'll take one more. Let's see, clarify the well, I guess clarify what I'm feeling here with all this tense, because I mean, on one hand, it's not bad to like the hard work and all this stuff, but I just want to know why that tense feeling, why. Okay. So maybe after the hard work, now it's time to be in that receptive empress mode, right? Richness and abundance, right? Energy, feminine energy, beauty, sensuality, fertility, pregnancy, material, maternity, abundance. Yeah, and the first one was about like that kind of you know, just harmony, right? Matriarchal energy, like it could be male or female. I mean, hey, that energy of receiving is a lesson that is not just tailored to women, obviously, right? It's an energy of, you know, being able to receive things. I'll just see a quick example. I know in the past I've been very bad at receiving things, right? And so I guess if receiving is more of a feminine energy, then that's definitely something I had to learn. So whoever is resonating this with this, whether woman or man, right? Um, it's okay to receive, in other words, right? Just to let that guard down and be receptive, right? So, okay. Should I pull one more? I don't know. I feel like that's okay, but I'll pull. Just okay. Well, I jumped out, so that's it. Now I'm gonna put it down, and wow. So there is a cycle that has been completing. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's the cycle of. Hmm, I like that the moon's back there. Uh, Hmm. It's just cycles completing, right? So the end of a cycle, leaving certain things behind, finding a different route, right? Leaving a deception, hitting a limit, and finding yourself, searching for the truth. I'm seeing that as very deep, right? What I'm feeling is very deep. Look at Pisces, and this was a Pisces full moon eclipse, right? And what did I say about the illusion shattering? This was very about the illusion shattering, right? So it's funny that the last card is that Pisces card. You know, in this life we create a lot of illusions, right? And unless we're confronted sometimes with those things, sometimes people come into our lives so we can see, if we're not stubborn, we can see where we it's like this. Let me tell you this, for example, like with music, right? Since I just released this new song and I saw all that, I put like that's the cover for the thing, all my, I had like 27 albums and I don't know how many singles, and I think it added up to 53, which is an eight. So that's pretty interesting, right? And that was the cover for my single that I just released. And even in the course of working on music, right? I remember even once when I was I met this producer and I had already recorded, and this other producer just took our money, recorded our album. This was before everyone had home computers that you could just record your own stuff, right? But we went to the studio and, they took our money, everything, and whatever. But then I met this other producer that, he worked with Grammy nominated artists, this and that. And even at that point in my life, I thought like, oh, wow, I felt like I was good at music, but he, he told me he's like, after I recorded something, he was like, like, he's like, I don't think you found your voice yet, and you'll know when you find it. And that made like that talk about, the illusion breaking, right? But it's like those layers, right? Where sometimes you have to you have to be around something else to understand where you've not reached your maximum potential, right? And you got to be humble about it, right? You have to be humble enough to know, uh, like I surround myself with a lot of elders, a lot of, people. Cause yeah, it's like the saying, if you're the smartest person in the room, well then who are you gonna learn from, right? So I love seeking out people that I can learn from. That's very important to me and my walk, right? So I love being around that, right? So, maybe that, right? Really understanding that don't limit yourself because you're so stubborn that you think you know everything, you think, but that I kind of, it's okay, right? To search for the truth. Really find out like what is it, right, in this life? Why are you even here? What is it that I know maybe that might be a little deep, like why did you come to Earth? Why did you choose to come to Earth? Or why were you sent this time around? What was it that you needed to learn? Wow, this is interesting. Nanahuatzin, the man covered in boils, el buboso. I know baboso is like what they call the slugs, but el buboso, the man covered in boils. All right, so let me read this one and I'll um I'll close it out. I know I'm probably said a lot that I don't know. Hopefully it resonated, right? Not that I made it all deep or something, but I'm sure I could have gone deeper. Hopefully you followed along with what I was trying to say about leaving something behind, finishing a cycle. There's nothing wrong with that. I know this card looks super sad, right? It's like someone all walking away, like, but like, it's like that sometimes, right? Like, it's okay. Like I've seen that, right? Where they say, like, oh, someone gets divorced and they're like, you know what? Keep it all. It's rare, but yeah, it happens where someone's like, whatever. They're just like, they just need to find something else, right? Uh, a lot of times that could be work. When I left my job of 9 years, this was exactly, you know, 9 years. And, maybe it was 8 years and change, right? But I just rounded up to 9 years because I think it was pretty close to 9 years. If not, it was 9 years. And that's exactly right. They were exactly what they told me. See, all those Cubs represent. Did I hit the one again? I don't know. The microphone seems like it changes. And it was like that, right? It was like, oh, are you gonna leave behind your benefits? Are you gonna leave behind your seniority, your this, that, all the things you worked for? Are you sure you're not gonna And I was like, yeah, I'm good. I can't be here no more, right? Sometimes it's okay, right? It's okay to realize that what, something hit. It's what it was supposed to hit, and that's it. Okay, Nanahuatzin. The man covered in boils, El Buboso. Nanahuatzin is the central figure in the creation story for the current age. In this myth, all of the divine beings are gathered to create the new sun, and each must contribute offerings to the fire. Nanahuatzin, a poor and sickly deity, can only offer the simplest of gifts, needs, reeds, balls of straw, magwai spines, and his own blood. He also offered scabs from his wounds, in place of the usual offering of copal. He has nothing to give but himself. Wow. When the deities ask for volunteers to sacrifice by throwing themselves into the fire to create the sun, two deities answer the call. What is it? Tecu, Tecusis, Tecatl, and Nanahuatzin. At the last minute, Tecu Sistecatl, who was much richer and stronger than Anahuatzin, did not have the courage to enter the fire. Anahuatzin bravely threw himself on the ritual fire to create the sun. When Anahuatzin appears, he reminds you that everything you have to give is sacred and that even your most humble gifts are powerful. Like him, you have the courage to accomplish great things. Wow, I completely received that message. I get it. Yeah, I won't go into it. Let me know what resonated with you. I'll just share this real quick then. Cause that literally hit me, right? I was literally thinking about that. So, that's why it's weird. I don't want to put my own energy into that. But I realized today that, all that, like I said, the song I released, everything was independent. I never got signed. Never nothing. Everything that I created with this music, all these, oh yeah, it was 20 years, right? So I put 20 years of music that I did independently. And I think, and never blew up all huge or this and that. But if there's a lesson in that, is that I see so many people that are always like, oh, I'm waiting for this or that. And I did all that without, I like how it said, right? Everything was sacred, right? Every little blood, sweat, and tear that I put into that probably had no financial thing to it, but I gave it everything, right? I gave it the best I could, right? Because I didn't always have the ability to mix the songs how I wanted. I didn't have the ability to At first, yeah, when I was, working this job that I was miserable at, yeah, I had money. So when I put it together a song, I'd hire a good sax player or a great sax player, a great singer, great this, and try to make the best music I could. But then eventually, when the music wasn't returning what I was putting into it, um, because then yeah, it's like look, the record companies have millions of dollars to invest in promotion, all this stuff, and they know how they have the system all geared up to the machine, right? They know how their machine they created to work a certain way, right? So it works for them, right? So anyways, today that epiphany, I was like, you know, I created that without nothing, right? With the limited resources I have, but I showed now for anyone that ever cares to look at that, they could see like, how did this person do all this? Like, how was this person able to even accomplish this, putting out this much stuff, like independently, right? All by themselves, right? Like, without having like a lot of resources and stuff, right? So that made sense for me, right? I don't know, maybe that story kind of helps you relate to it as well. On that note, I'll leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully it resonated. Also, I'm opening myself up for psychic readings again. So if anybody wants one, email me and I'll let you know, about the price, obviously depending on how much time you want. So in a good way podcast at gmail.com. Email me there and just let me know that you're interested in a psychic reading, right? Psychic medium reading, all that stuff, right? Rolled into one, right? I try to focus on healing. So, whatever comes through for, mainly the purpose of healing. But obviously, you can ask me what you want and need to ask me, right? So on that note, I'll leave it there. Thank you so much. Talk to you all soon. Peace.